And we are live. As long as I can figure that out. We should be good though. Yes, I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna trust that I'm live. Hello everyone and welcome to Preptober Writing Sprints. It is the 22nd of October, my surprising second stream of this month. Normally I do live streams about once a month, but I'm on fall break right now. I have the extra time and the want to do another live stream. So tonight I will be working on my writing sprints, or I should say I'm figuring out what the heck I'm going to do for NaNoWriMo, and what kind of project that's going to look like, or at least that's the plan, that's the goal. I really hope I can make some headway on this, considering we are only 11 days from November 1st. It's time to get started. Time to get started on whatever I'm going to do. But yes, I am looking forward to participating. Don't exactly know what I'm going to do yet. But yeah, I think it will be a new project. Let me catch my train of thought. Earlier today, I've been working on my project Seaside. Been working on that one for a while. I edited 4 or 5 chapters of that book, and soon, like, the draft will be completed, and I want to do that before November is over. But I need to get that finished first before I can start my Nano project, which I don't even know what that is yet. So that is the point of this live stream, is to figure out what the heck I'm doing for NaNoWriMo. This is a Preptober sprint, Preptober live stream, and we're going to be doing some sprints. I imagine there will be at least 3 sprints tonight, all around 20 minutes. And I will start the first one in about a minute, pretty much after I'm done talking. Could be any time, could be right now, but I suspect not. So I've been working a little bit today. I've just been watching everybody's videos about what they're going to do for NaNoWriMo, and I've remembered to myself, like, I haven't done that yet. So I'm like, I guess I should start thinking about it. So particularly Alexa Dunn's video today, like, made me like, oh, it's time to have a project. So yes, that is what I'm trying to develop tonight. I'm trying to develop the project that I will be working on for NaNoWriMo. And with that being said, I will pull up the writing sprint timer. Ooh, there it is. And we'll just jump into the first sprint. I'm ready. Let's be productive. Let's get some writing done. Let's think about Preptober. Okay, 18 minutes and 8 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. And that is the end of the first sprint for tonight. Let me remember how to take the timer away. Yes, I do remember. So how did we do? I realized I didn't even explain what I was working on. It has been, so I started working on this story idea that I've been thinking about for like many months. I don't know how many, but like earlier today I actually started like making an ideas document and starting to craft a main character. And so I've been working on that today. And yeah, I'm just adding to that document. I am flip-flopping between like two names for the main character. Starts with an E. I added about, let me see, probably I added about 570 words that sprint, so not bad for outlining. Yeah, it's basically just like my idea document where I'm just like word dumping and try and tease out a plot line. And I do have a vague plot line right now, but I'm not, like your first idea isn't always your best idea. So I'm not like settled on it. I'm not locked down to it. I'm certainly open to it changing in the future, but I have a tentative like midpoint turn and consequences of that and lead up to the midpoint. I don't know, I have like, the way I outline is often through scenes. Like I have main character and I have things that happen to main character, like first they make this choice and then there's this choice and then this choice and then oh no, everything's ruined. We gotta fix it now. Like that's generally what I have so far for this outline thingy. And I feel like that's generally, it's at least a satisfying structure to me. And I have like what's going on there. Hello, Brayden, if I pronounce it that way. Or if you would like to go by the Brayden Eugene, please let me know. Glad you could join me. We just finished the first sprint of tonight, and there will be at least two more. I'm working on, what was I saying? Yes, I'm like brainstorming and like figuring out what the heck I'm going to do for NaNoWriMo. Because it is coming soon. It is in 11 days. I was watching a lot of preptober, like announcing your project videos today, and I was like, haven't done that yet. Gotta think about it. So that's the point of this stream. Okay, good. So yes, I have like the faintest structure of an idea for a story. I don't know, what time is it now? It is currently 8:24 for my time. I will start the next sprint at like 8:26, 8:27-ish. Yeah. I'm wondering, like, so I'm an outliner. I really like outlining, and I wonder how much of an outline I actually need to feel comfortable with. For my last project, although it's not really finished, I did like a long outline. Like it was probably at least 5,000 words. It was very detailed. Raiden says, I'm trying to finish my first draft of my work in progress because I really want to participate in NaNoWriMo. Yes, I'm in a very similar boat to you right now, Brayden. I am working on the second draft of a project. I was earlier today. I'm actually finished with the second draft. All I'm doing right now is like re-editing the chapters and like make them actually like readable to be able to give to someone to read. Like I'm filling in the places where I just left brackets for myself, like name of place, or like character says this and then other character does that. Like I'm fixing that. And generally the story is done, but it's not done. And it takes a really much longer time than anticipated to like go through all your chapters and like fix them. But I only have 10 chapters left out of 57. So it can be done before November. That's my goal. My goal is to finish that before I start NaNoWriMo. What time is it? All right, it is 8:26. No, I'll wait till 8:27. That's fine. It's fine with me. And Brayden says they like to give a very basic outline so that I can have room to change stuff as well. Yes. Changing things. How do I feel? Well, I feel like I've written a first draft and lots of things have changed from the first to the second draft that made the story better. And I know as I was writing my first draft, like I have, like at the 75% mark, I was just like, there's so many things I want to change right now. And so I like kind of like soft reset and like started all the way at the beginning and like fixed everything I want to do. And then I finished the first draft. So I'm fine with things changing when they need to change. But like I feel like the more outlining I do, like the more prepared I am in the future. So I like outlining. I think it's helpful for me to know where the story's going. Or else I just feel like lost. I'm like, what do I do? Okay. I must. Every time I open a StreamYard stream, I forget how to set up the timer. It seems right now I'm remembering, which is good. This time I'm going to go for a little bit of a longer stream. And by a little bit, I only mean a little bit. What is it, the 10th month? Okay. We will do 21 minutes and 10 seconds for 2021 in October. It's as simple as that. Okay. Let me pull up my fancy banner. I'm totally prepared for this. Yes, second writing sprint starting in 3, 2, 1. I surprised myself a little with that one. But yes, I finished the second sprint. Hopefully you have as well. There's like a 12 to 15 second delay on YouTube, on the internet, when you were live streaming, in case you didn't know. Right now, I will take a second to figure out how many words I got it this time. It's still a bunch of like word dumping. Yes, I was thinking about like, where does this book start? Because I have a bunch of middle events and ideas. I have no idea for the beginning or the end, which may be the most important parts of a book. Haven't really given thought to that, but it doesn't sound wrong when I speak it. That time I got 649 in that, but again, it was just like a bunch of typing really fast and repeating myself a lot. Because when I'm on a train of thought, like I don't wait for no one. Braden got 389 words. That is a very good number. I wonder what you're working on. You said earlier you were trying to finish the first draft of your work in progress. Does that mean you are like really super close, or like 70% done, like 50% done? I don't know, like I'm rooting for you. Like I want you to finish before November. Man, I will say you will only have the feeling of finishing. Well, I don't actually know. The first time I finished the first draft was only earlier this year. Gosh, I think it was June, maybe May. And it was a really good feeling. It was really satisfying. And as someone who has not written the end on a first draft twice, I cannot say if it is also as rewarding the second time. But I hope that I find out. I hope that I manage to make it to the end of a first draft another time, and another time after that, and another time after that. But only time will tell for that. Let me get that banner off the screen. Okay. You are about 85% done. Okay, so that's certainly manageable. That's doable to be done before November. You have 11 days. Or like 10 and 3 hours, if you want to count it like that. 85% done. Could I finish 15% of my book in 3 days? I think it depends on like what I'm doing. Because right now I'm in college. Currently today I'm on fall break, so that's great. That is great for being able to get some work done. But honestly, I do not expect to write 50,000 words in November for this new project, because I'm a senior in college and got things to do, got papers to write, classes to study for, and I will probably, I don't know, like, is 25,000 a good word goal? Yeah, I just physically, mentally, emotionally cannot bring myself to write 50,000 words in November on top of everything I'm doing for college this semester. But I only have one more semester left, so maybe next November when I've graduated, But I might go to grad school, so it might not get any easier. But this November, my goal is progress and not necessarily the big 50K. It is currently 8:55, and I will start the third sprint at like 8:58. Depends on what I'm feeling. I think that whatever you can write during November is great because it's still progress. Yes, 100% agree. Progress is progress. A lot of writing is just showing up to the page and just like being willing to write, like thinking about writing. I'm currently working on a blog post right now about specifically about word counts and like the idea of using a word count to track progress. And I'm almost finished with it. It's due tonight, so maybe the next sprint I will work on that. What was I saying? It's a bit hard to keep up with yourself when you're live streaming by yourself, because then you are responsible for all the content. Anyway, I will find my train of thought. Gosh, I really don't remember what I was saying. And now all I'm thinking is, what were you thinking about? Oh, yes, my blog post. Okay. Yes, my blog post is due tonight. It is like probably about like 85% done, like your project is. And this is not a blog that I publish. It is a blog that I write for, and many writers write for this blog. And this blog post, let me see if I can find it real quick. Yes, it's about like what's good about NaNoWriMo and what I have beef with NaNoWriMo about. And that's specifically using a word count to track progress. That's what the article's about, and that's what my small, little, minuscule beef is with NaNoWriMo. And Braden says, for my NaNoWriMo project, I'm going to be working on a slow burn enemies to lovers. We love it. When the last time I read a slow burn enemies to lovers? I don't know if I've read any, like, I guess it depends on the genre you mean, because when I think of that, I always think about a fantasy book. But for me, I guess the closest thing I read to enemies to lovers is like adversaries to lovers. I read the book Tokyo Ever After recently, and like this like princess is given, the princess of Japan is given like a bodyguard, and like they really butt heads, but then like it's great. I really liked it. I believe it's by Chloe Wong. I will check that. I don't want to get that wrong. And if you hear a fan right now, that is, of course, my computer. Computer just not, I guess my takes are too spicy. It's not very happy with me right now. I'm debating if it should be a slow burn or a slow burn. I think my computer is having a slow burn right now. There are like, I feel like a slow burn means like it's across multiple books, or like there's only like the hint of something like at the very last scene of the first book. So it's very interesting. I want to find this author's name so I can say it right. It's not Chloe Wong at all. Tokyo Ever After is by Emiko Jean. Or Emiko Jean. Yeah. You may have seen it on, like, the internets, but, like, that's what it looks like. Oh, and then I read Legendborn recently. That's kind of an enemies to lovers. But not really. There's kind of a messy. The second book comes out in February. I don't know. I don't remember. This NaNoWriMo project I'm trying to think about right now is not. It's not enemies to lovers. It is like, what's like it's a medium burn. Like, it's not, or like, there's a love interest in the beginning of the book, but it's an established love interest, and then later, during that period of time, there's like a medium burn love interest, and then something happens, and then things get tricky, things get complicated. That's what I'm like trying to figure out right now. I'm trying to figure out like the moral like boundaries of this book, and like what exactly is going on, like how I can like figure out what is in this character's head, like how they feel about what's going on with all this like messy love stuff. Brayden says, I saw somebody writing a slow burn and the characters barely smiled at each other for the first time at 44,000 words. 44,000 is like 60% of the way through a book. That is slow. I guess when I think of slow burn, I think of like the OG slow burn, which is like the Hermione and Ron story, which is like a lot of books to get to where they're a thing now. And I think that's where I had this like slow burn. It means like across the series. I like medium burn and slow burn because the tension can be built. Yes, I do like tension. It's a very good device, and it makes it all the more satisfying when like, you know what I'm talking about. You know. But yes. I don't know, but also at the same time, like I just want it to happen already. Like I myself get impatient, and like I don't know if I could write a slow burn. I feel like that would be just as agonizing for me as the reader. And I feel like if nothing's happening, I keep being like, oh my god, when is something gonna happen? I read the second book in that Sarah J. Maas series. I don't know if I'm gonna finish that series, but it's A Court of Mist and Fury. It's not a young adult book. But there is a very like large gap of plot where like nothing happens in the romance, and it's just like, oh, and the book was like 36 hours long, like, and I listened to it on audiobook. Like, oh, it's just sometimes I just like think there's too much plot in the way. If there's going to be a romance, give me the romance. Like, give it to me. And don't leave me waiting for 45 chapters. Anyway, it is past the time I said that I would start the third sprint, but that is fine because we have until 10 o'clock tonight, if I so desire. So I will set up the third timer. Yes, exactly. Nothing happens in A Court of Mist and Fury. But the ending of that book is so like out of left field, and like so the twist was like so, I was like, oh my god, like why couldn't you just let me leave the series without making me want to read the third book? Because that ending is like, it's like I really don't know where this is going now. Like you've just thrown an entire I don't know, like, you just dropped a bomb on the end of the story. I'm like, "What?" Anyway, I don't even know what A, I don't know what the third one is called. B, I don't know. I have no idea if the story is even worth it to start it. Um, but, like, I don't know, it's just I have a lot of feelings about that book in general. Yeah, okay. I think I should stop talking about Sarah J. Maas and, um, not this view. Nope, not that one. It's the right one. Okay, I need to reset the timer, as you do. I feel like even though, like, 21 minutes isn't that long, I feel like it was a little long. Like, I need it to be just a little shorter, but also an interesting number. How interesting. I think I'm funny. Anyway. Oh, the third book is A Court of Wings and Ruin. Well, let me know in the sprint if it's worth reading and if you have read it. And I will think about it. We can talk about the pros and cons of continuing the series. Yes, the third writing sprint is starting in 3, 2, 1. For some reason, I thought I still had 4 minutes left. So I was right in the middle of a sentence. Just right in the middle. So yeah, how did we do that sprint? I was working that time on my blog article. It's like 90% done now. Like, it's pretty well off. I just need to like wrap it all up, which is generally it's like the second easiest paragraph to write. Like the intro, I usually got it, and then the middle is the part that takes the longest. Like, you know, what the article's actually about takes the longest to write. The conclusion is just like wrapping it all together, and that's what I need to write now. But not right now, because now I'm hosting a freaking live stream. Anyway, Brayden, if you are still there, if you have read the third book, A Court of Wings and Ruin, in the Sarah J. Maas series, is it worth reading? And should I read it? Or what did you work on for that sprint? My blog posts are never really that long. They're usually between like 900 and 1100 words. Like very like quick reads. I think this one's gonna be like 850, which is like fine. I think it's because I was starting to go in another direction with the article, and then I decided to cut a bit of it. So it's gonna be a little shorter this time, but you know what? It's still a good article. I'm still gonna be happy with it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Maybe I shouldn't be messing with my article while I'm trying to talk at the same time. Let me just work on my formatting for a second. Yes, okay, that's fine. Brayden says that they got 239 words. This chapter is the start of the big dramatic portion of the novel. That's like the best part. So you mean like the climax though, right? You mean like the part where like it really hits the fan. Brayden, yes, I do have a NaNoWriMo account. I think it's just Grayson_Y. I will put it in the chat. Should be posted right now. Yes. Oh, I didn't know it posted immediately from StreamYard. I'm using, as you can see up here, I'm using like StreamYard and not YouTube video because my computer can't really handle, or at least I feel like it couldn't handle streaming from my computer. Like I would much rather use their servers. So yes, I do have a NaNoWriMo account. We can be buddies on there if you are so inclined. I don't have the NaNoWriMo website open right now, and I haven't announced my project yet, but as soon as I get like a better handle on this project, I'm trying to start this November, then I will update it. It'll probably be a video on my channel. I normally post on Thursdays, but there just wasn't time this past week for one. But I am planning on doing one for next Thursday. I'll probably record the video tomorrow. It's either going to be about this preptober situation, or maybe it will be like a recent read. I've been reading some really good books recently, like some surprisingly good books that like I'm just like I was like, what is happening to me? Like, how do I keep finding books that I'm really enjoying right now? I mean, I do have this strong stance that most of the books you read, you're only going to like. Like, you don't have to love every book you read. You don't have to like hate books. But like people often say like, oh, I loved that book. I love it. You should totally read it. Or like, oh my God, guys, I loved this book. And like the word love is like thrown around a lot. And I think really it's a bell curve. But recently I've been really hitting it in like the I love this book category. And it's a bit new to me. Okay, I will check for that. And I can even do it right now. Now, do I know how to accept? Yes, I do. And I see you are from Texas, so you may not be in the same time zone as me. But yes, it should be accepted now. It should be accepted. I think I am going to do one more sprint. What is it? It's only 9:34. 9:34. What am I looking at my phone for? I don't know. I already know the time. I think I am going to do one more sprint, but I will wait like a few seconds. Or I guess more than a few seconds. I keep saying that I do. I feel like finishing my article tonight. Well, I feel like finishing my article in the next writing sprint. So that is what I will do. It is going to be finished tonight because I'm on a deadline. Yep, it turns out if you make commitments, you actually have to do them. But I like writing these blog posts. So. I completely lost my train of thought. I think we should just get into the writing because I'm getting less and less coherent the more I keep talking. Okay, let me get that out of the way. Okay, my banner's up, my timer's up. I'm ready to finish this article. Okay, fourth writing sprint of the night. Final writing sprint in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and that was the end of the 4th sprint. I am just shy of submitting my article to my editor. So like, I finished it. I finished my article, and all I must do now is submit it and go through a little copy and line edit. And that doesn't take me very long, just like one read through. But yes, I am quite satisfied with this progress. Tonight I have I've advanced this new outline that I'm working on. Even just a little bit, still progress. I have also been working on my article, and Robert says radical. Thank you for being here, Robert. Unfortunately, it is like the end of this stream right now. That was our final sprint. In fact, I even have a banner for that. Yes, I'm a streamer. Don't know why I said that. But yeah, tonight's been a good night. It's been a productive night. I'm feeling good about it. Yes, the last thing I need to do is submit this to my editor. And it is like almost 10 o'clock, y'all. It is exactly the time frame that I said the stream would be. Did it for a full 2 hours. So I'll be ending the stream now. If you're new here, this is Grayson's Bookmark, and I post videos on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, I'm going to end the stream now.